as a nation, and then they can be able to save more, to invest more in the economy. We believe also that the SGR corridor must stop just being a corridor of carrying goods, must also be an economic corridor with a lot of developments along the corridor, including industries, economic zones, and areas that can be able to create more goods that can be exported out of our region to other parts of the world, so that then when the SGR moves in the direction of towards the western part, up to DRC, it must come back also full, so that we don't have the phenomenon where our railways, our railway moves goods internally and doesn't move goods out of the country. We want to be also an exporting region, and we want to leverage on the advantage we have as a population of East Africa with 300 million people to make sure that we can attract the investments that deserves. So this is a dream that was commenced by our presidents in 2013. The journey is on. We believe that this is the season and the time for us to deliver on that dream by making sure that we have a joint. The key thing about this meeting is joint mobilization of resources, meaning that therefore we can exchange expertise and knowledge to make sure that we can attract more competitive capital all over the world by virtue of showing them the business model that we have and making the business case that comes with having a population of 300 million people. Asante sana. Thank you. Yeah.
Where exactly do you want the investors, the private investors to come in? Buying the wagons or?
No, just construction of the railway and investing in it, investing in the economic zones along the railway, putting their resources in building the infrastructure, and then they can recoup it in the long period of time as we run the railway system. We can agree on a model of how do you pay them even as you continue running the railway system. So that's why it's important for us to work as a team.
What's the government period to pay?
Sorry?
What is the framework?
Those are factors of negotiation, because you want to negotiate something that can give you affordability, viability and affordability. On the question of viability, this is a viable project. Now the question is, how do you make it more affordable? Then you structure the arrangement with the participation of the private sector. We also, of course, have public sector, but also working with other governments. As you've heard, different nations here have been conversing with different governments. Now we want to go to them jointly and see if we can put together these resources and use them to deliver the infrastructure. Knowing very well, like my colleagues have said, that including Honorable Gasore here, that it is useless for us to build the infrastructure on the other end if there is no seamless connectivity from here to the other. And therefore, we know that we are, the Ubuntu spirit is in us, that we are because you are. So we must make sure that our joint effort is going to benefit us collectively. I think we are discussing SGR here. I just want to say that maybe considering the phenomenon that is in our region, Rwanda, Tanzania, all these other places, we are facing climate change. And when we are constructing infrastructure like SGR, we must be cognizant of also climate resilient infrastructure. That means that we must contribute to the reduction of the greenhouse emissions, but also we must put mitigation measures to make sure that the infrastructure we are building is solely to withstand floods and withstand storms like predicted in this part of the world. And that's why, even as a nation, His Excellency the President is going to address the nation in a few minutes, and will be able to speak to this issue and what the government is doing going forward in building resilient infrastructure. It's not about what national government cannot do. It's what the national government, what county governments can do. The Port of Mombasa, the County of Mombasa is extremely important for this connectivity in the region. And therefore, going forward, we must have massive and long-term master plans that can be able to redesign the drainage system in our urban cities like Mombasa. And you can see Mombasa is really struggling. The drainage system that the county government is running is unable to drain the water out of this city. And you will see year in, year out, it has been a challenge. We need, the president is going to lead us under the summit of county and national government to discuss ways of building climate resilient infrastructure in our urban areas, which are our very important economic zones. And therefore, once we agree on that framework, we need to do the designs and then see how we can raise resources to redo the infrastructure. You can see what's happening in Nairobi at the moment, or for this season, has really exposed the vulnerability of our urban areas insofar as infrastructure and drainage is concerned. So that is a matter that requires long-term but also collective responsibility in terms of resources. Asante sana. Thank you. Asanteni sana. Thank you, Waziri.